Well, shit. My phone's fucking getting drained here. Well, I got it plugged in again. Well, that's pretty messed up. Went out and worked today, just trying to come up with enough money to cover the bills. As soon as I pull up back at the apartment, there's some dude standing out there. I can't say I even recognize the guy. I'm just trying to get into a parking space that doesn't block the neighbor's driveway. And go, basically chill in my room or whatever. And this guy is instantly trying to draw me into some kind of conflict. Went off like a psycho or whatever. I don't even know who the fuck this guy is. I could take a guess. It's probably somebody from this house over on the corner or something. It seemed like a demonic possession sort of a thing. When I've encountered things with those people and stuff like that. And it's not just any specific house on the corner or anything like that. It's like demonic possession in general type of thing. Even in other towns and things like that, I've encountered the same sort of thing. People I never even met before, and they're like got a demon in them and shit. I remember in another town I lived in this basement room, and there was this freaking like bald jacked guy, like totally psychotic. Like, I mean, he just the day I moved in there, this guy come walking at me, and he's like having a two-way conversation with the voices in his head or something, and shouting and just acting totally nuts. I just tried to watch him in the reflectors and stuff like that, get out of the fucking way and go in, and then he would come by the window in the basement room. He'd walk past and like be shouting like threats and stuff like that. Fuck you, and cussing and shit like that about 3 o'clock in the morning. No idea who this fucking dude was. Never seen him before. And then there's this folks on the corner or whatever. I don't know, but there were times in the last couple years where I was drunk off my ass or whatever. I would hang out in the park sometime. I'm not sure if that's where it fucking started or what. I know I was drunk in the park or something, and I kind of somewhat remember some incident where there was like people like picking on the homeless and stuff like that, like going up and just being psycho and messing with the homeless. And I was like, hey, don't do that. And what do you I don't know. I think it was the same group of people or whatever, trying to be, knight in shining armor to fucking homeless or whatever the hell. I think is how it started. And then at some time there was this I don't know, this chick that I don't even know who the hell she is, but I mean, I felt sorry for her. She looked, ragged and seemed kind of nuts or whatever, like out of it. And, she'd come out, she walked up when she would show up, like, as soon as I would get back, and she'd go, oh, you got any chalk, got any candy, or whatever the hell, or you get something to eat, or, and then I don't know, I let her come in my apartment once or twice, just because she was so pathetic. She'd be begging, oh, please, oh, I just want a drink of water, or, oh, please, just let me, whatever the hell, or, oh, can I just, I'm just so hungry, can I get, trying to be nice or whatever, and I'm just gonna go in and like fucking have a few beers and go to sleep, like, and then I try to, once she was in, she'd try to like, make every kind of excuse or, ignore me, like freak out and curl up in a ball or, and like, when I'm trying to tell her, hey, you gotta go, you need to get out, here's some candy, here's some water, get out, right, and then she wouldn't leave or whatever, and like, what am I gonna do, like attack a woman, or am I supposed to grab some chick and fucking throw her the fuck out the door, it just, I shouldn't, I don't know, so I let her freaking sleep on the chair once or twice. It was like, I think it was like cold or something, I don't know, felt fucking sorry for her. And then I got fucking drunk as hell that night or whatever. And then the next day I get up and go and fucking, she's still there. I'm like, yeah, why the fuck aren't you gone? Like, you gotta go. And I was like kind of still a little drunk from the night before. I decided to walk off, go to the freaking liquor store. And I wander over there and I'm basically just pound down about a half a bottle of vodka or something, and then this crazy chick or whatever says, oh, come over here, sit down or whatever, and I basically like blacked out, passed out or whatever, and then these people over there, she said we're friends or some crap like that, somebody runs up behind me and like plays the knockout game with me or whatever, runs up behind me and fucking like leaned over like Naruto run and socks me in the face like, and I get up and then there's like 5, 6 of them or whatever, Bodo, oh come on, motherfucker, just going, right, just attack me for no fucking reason or whatever. I mean, I shouldn't have sat on the curb, I guess. Not really sure where all the damn hostility come from. If they think I slept with the crazy chick, I didn't, She freaking lifted her shirt up and like wanted to fuck me or whatever, but she was too fucking out of it, and I wasn't into it. I mean, drunk or not, I mean, she looked like she had a nice body and everything, but like I think she should be in like, probably in some type of, I don't know, mental institution or something, honestly, or, you certainly shouldn't, she doesn't seem like competent to make decisions or something, really, honestly, from what I could tell, you know what I mean? So I wasn't gonna fucking do anything like that, and I don't need some crazy chick. I dated crazy chicks in the past, and it was a fucking nightmare. Anyway, yeah, I got assaulted. And I figure, you know, it's better just to call the cops and report an assault. And I admitted I was drunk off my ass and I shouldn't have fucking, you know, shouldn't have stumbled over and sat on a curb over there or whatever. But it was on a fucking sidewalk. It was a curb on a public sidewalk, you know. It was kind of in front of their house or whatever. I don't know. I was just so, I was drunk and I fucking listened to the crazy chick or whatever. I don't know what the fuck I was thinking. I was just wasted. Totally wasted, you know. I was probably about passed out before, or, you know, passed out on the damn curb before I got fucking hit. Just woke me up or whatever instead of knocking me out, you know. And then since then, there's been a few different incidents where there's just like extreme hostility coming from over there. I'm assuming the dude's from over there or something. But I didn't even really recognize his ass. But I've heard them say pretty crazy shit. One time I even had I just ordered some water or something from DoorDash, and the guy that I know is another delivery driver drops it off and delivers it, and some old woman from over there comes out yelling all kinds of crazy shit at me. Like weird, crazy accusations, accusing me of following somebody around and all this kind of shit. I mean, I haven't been following anybody around or going fucking anything like that, man. No. I go out and make fucking deliveries all day, so if someone else is driving around up and down the street all day and they fucking see me driving past a bunch of times, it's because I'm out making fucking deliveries. I'm driving from the fucking store to the place I deliver shit. So if somebody's out walking up and down the sidewalk all day, I see fucking hundreds of the same fucking people, you know, dozens of times every fucking day because they're out wandering down the sidewalk or whatever. So if that makes, you know, somebody tweaked out, makes them paranoid, they think I'm fucking following them or stalking them or some shit. You know, I'm not. So this fucking guy tonight, I pull up, he says, he looks back with like just this like, the evil eye, death stare, kind of like hate or whatever, and I'm looking at him thinking, what the hell's going on with this guy? I just thought they, you know, I mean, they were just kind of blocking the spot where him and this guy that lives out front, which, you know, this guy Kevin seemed like a, you know, relatively nice guy, but I don't know what he's doing hanging out with that guy, you know. The guy was acting all psycho and fucking bowing up and stuff. And I'm just like, what's going on? And he starts saying, don't even get fucking get out of the car and beat your fucking ass, and just talking like insane. I'm like, what are you talking? What's going on? What the heck? You know? It's trying to park my car here, you know, not fucking working all day. And then I heard him say some shit like, people are gonna, the people are gonna kill you, want to kill you, you know. And I'm like, what the fuck? Hearing this guy like talking about people wanting to, saying he wants, or people want to kill me or something like that. And I'm just saying, you know, going like, what the fuck? Like, I think the same fucking woman that was yelling weird shit from over there a number of, must be maybe a year and a half ago or something, when I ordered some water delivered from DoorDash, and this guy was there, he heard her yelling like accusations, saying I'm following somebody around, trying to accuse me of being like a pedophile or some bullshit, which is just bullshit, you know. Fucking just psycho fucking bullshit. And then I think it might have been the same freaking woman or whatever I saw one time. I was at the damn, in fact, I think I had a video from a year or so ago about this, where I had this day where there was just all this like satanic sort of shit popping up on the radio, and fucking cars with 666 in the license plate, and satanic pentagrams, and, you know, on the cars and stuff like that, fucking just mobbing me and stuff. Change the fucking radio around. It'd be like, you know, one would sound like songs coming through the radio, like fucking demon threatening me or something through the song lyrics kind of thing. I'd be switching around through the song, like, yeah. And then I pull up just to check the mail, and I'm like, what the fuck is this shit, man? I pull up to check the mail, and as I come back to my car or something, there's some woman, which I think might be the same one as the one over there, and she's yelling all this crap about it. Sounds like the kind of stuff that like a demon would be saying, you know? Yeah. I definitely get that vibe a lot of the time, like a vibe of like this demonic fucking energy or whatever, you know, from people around that show up around here and stuff. No, that day when I was getting out of the post office, this woman was yelling a bunch of stuff, saying Jesus doesn't care. Do you think Jesus is happy? Jesus is gonna help you, and Jesus, you know, and saying she was saying fuck Jesus and fuck you, and fucking. And then she, as I'm pulling away to go park somewhere else, it looked like she was like running down the sidewalk, fucking shouting obscenities and stuff, like demonic sounding shit, and like fucking growling, kind of, you know. You ever see the fucking videos of like street preachers and stuff, where people just come up to them and they're like, "Who the fuck with the God of this world?" You know, and people blowing up and trying to attack and all this kind of shit. You see all that stuff where like people that are clearly like possessed or whatever going up to like these street preachers and stuff like that, being all like openly demonic seeming and shit like that, you know. And from what I could tell, what I've noticed, I think a lot of times, is that when I somehow manage to do okay, like I do well, and I think I'm going to be able to manage to somehow cover my bills, or I'm making some kind of progress, I put in some effort, you know. That's when that sort of shit sort of ramps up. It's either, I haven't had shit like that where somebody come up and acted all demonic in my face. That hasn't happened in a while. No, it's been a while since that's happened. I felt this sort of presence around outside here and there, but I haven't had somebody like standing there like they were fucking waiting for me to come pull up or whatever, you know. Over the years, there's been a number of times where it's been like some kind of demonic sort of energy, people shouting obscenities and threats and things like that, even sometimes from far away, like just really loud and stuff like that, you know. People that, you know, definitely seem like they're like demon possessed or something. Like they've got a whole lot of fucking anger for seems to be no fucking reason whatsoever, you know? And a lot of times that sort of shit coincides with me managing to have things like work out okay, you know? Like if I have a good day, or I manage to have a few good days and I manage to make good money making deliveries or anything, well then you know, what had been happening for a while there is that when that would happen, there would be in the past it was more of this like demonic sort of crap, you know. But up until just now, or early, just a little while ago, for months and months, or for quite some time, it's been more like supernatural kind of shit, you know, like just stuff going wrong. Phone battery draining as it is right now. Issues with electronic devices screwing up. Issues with my fucking car. More and more expenses and things like that popping up. Just issues, problems, you know, things getting in the way of me being able to make any money. It's been more of that sort of shit, you know. But it's true that in the past, when I start doing well for a while, when I have a good day, you know, where I make a decent amount of money to where I might actually be able to cover my bills and stuff like that and not fall behind anymore. Yeah, it's usually stuff like that where it's just like I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop, waiting for the fucking attack, because like anytime anything works out for me in a positive way or whatever, it's like they're, you know, prepare to be, you know, have some kind of demonic fucking shit messing with you in some kind of way or whatever. that sort of demonic sort of like gang stalking on a huge scale, and that definitely went on even like more so in it. I'll tell you, around the time my mom died, I can't really rant very long because my battery is fucking dying here. I gotta get it charged properly. But this guy that my sister was dating, he was like fucking possessed or something. And he would be fucking, just messing with me constantly when he would show up, and they were there for like fucking weeks or a month or something before my mom, or months or something, coming very often, staying over there before she ended up in the hospital. They're all into all sorts of witchcrafty sort of shit and stuff like that. Talismans and so on and so forth and all that crap. Doing spells and, all that kind of shit, right? I remember in years past when I was living over at my mom's, and I would try to quit, I kept trying to, quit drinking and clear out the negative energy around the area and try to get into a better headspace and just trying to turn my life around, And there was a number of times, including this time leading up to the, Halloween 2014 or whatever. Near-death hell sort of experience or whatever. Feel like I got drugged or whatever. And fuck, dude. Anyways, there's a number of times where I did manage to sort of get into, what people talk about, getting into like a positive vibration or whatever. Not getting drawn into the darkness of the world and getting into a more positive state. Kind of like a walking meditation, like a sort of a Zen thing, Eckhart Tolle's Zen kind of a deal, Clear out all the dark, demonic sort of energies out of the house and away from me and stuff like that. And And actually, when I would quit drinking for a while, a lot of times, it would coincide with me quitting drinking or cutting back or whatever, And being a more positive frame of mind, clear out the dark energies and stuff like that, pray, things like that. And I start to get like all sorts of like fucking street theater and mobbing when I was out, and so on and so forth. Even across the street there would be people like screaming and shouting and cussing and yelling threats and stuff like that, and there'd be these... I started noticing I had surveillance cameras around, and there would be like there would be this weird glow that I'd see, you know, in the, like a light that would show up, and with the infrared up, that would up in the sky and in the trees and stuff like that. And then I would notice like there, every so often there'd be just a whole bunch of people, like, I don't know, many dozens, if not 100 people or something across the street, you know. People be doing drugs and, you know, all kinds of shit. I used to hang out over there and smoke weed and pop pills. I'd be drunk, you know, all that kind of shit. I've been over there at times, years past and stuff like that. For years, I would when I was hanging around people like that and stuff, I would just I would just be quiet, sit there, and for the most part go, ha, you know, or whatever. And people would be talking about all kinds of really fucking evil shit, you know. I've dealt with like the gang stalking, mobbing, and the sort of thing where you get the sense that, you know, there's like a demon messing with you, you know. Or more like an army of fucking demons or something, I don't know. And I never seem to be able to really get away from it. It feels like, you know, like there's demons operating through damn near everybody, you know. Even my dad, when he's been sober for months and months, you know, says shit that, you know, he sounds like he's possessed by a fucking demon. I know there's been times in the past where I've tried to, I've tried to stand up for myself or stand up for other people, that seem innocent or whatever, generally when I'm drunk or whatever, get drawn into bullshit. Fuck. See this shit to not be like this. It was a mistake moving into this place. I should have known it. I moved in here because I didn't have much money left. I didn't have much money, and the hotel was it was cheaper than the motel, and it was the first place I got approved to get into. The only place at the time, And I saw, a nice park across the street and stuff. It's stupid though, man. I mean, druggies and stuff like that used to hang out in that park even 25 fucking years ago. Hell, even when I was a teenager, some guy fucking in the park, I just looked over at somebody and some guy, what motherfucker you want some or whatever, and comes at me. I fucking stick you and fucking wave around a goddamn ice pick and shit. I got all pissed off. I thought about fucking, doing something, but a number of times, but people like that, they want to draw you into something. It's, demonic possession or whatever the fuck it is. They just want to, ruin your fucking life one way or the other, right? Don't want to let you have a moment's peace. A moment of doing, somewhat well or anything like that. They absolutely hate that, right? And on a supernatural level, you see shit happen like, mechanical problems with electronics, all the weird Mandela effect sort of crap, but on a more personal level. Weird shit coming through the radio and the gang stalking in the street theater and all that kind of shit. But, you know, it depends. It varies, man. It's been a while since I've had that kind of like demonic fucking energy in my face or whatever, and I'm just trying to fucking go to my room, you know. You see people like stalking you around and shit. It's fucked up. I need to let this damn phone charge and find the new cord.